It's JermaineSanwoOlu on Let's Talk Lagos.
You are now tuned in.
Let's Talk Lagos.
With JermaineSanwoOlu.
Let's Talk Lagos with JermaineSanwoOlu.
Visit JermaineSanwoOlu.com.
This is Lagos, yeah, home of king and queens, seated and never sleeps, life of man a dream. We will keep on rising, keep on shining, keep on moving to the top. We no go stop. Echo.
Let's talk Lagos. Here are some few highlights and recent developments from the Lagos State Government. Governor Sanwo-Olu was at the 36th Synod of the Diocese of Lagos West. The governor reaffirmed his commitment to inclusive growth, highlighting key projects like the Blue and Red Lines, Mercy Children's Hospital, and the Ilereco Health Insurance Initiative. The church pledged ongoing collaboration for peace and development. Governor Sanwo-Olu launched a 1.3-kilometer road in Ikorodu to improve rural connectivity and food security. The road, part of the LA RAM project, will reduce transport challenges for farmers. Over 500 kilometers of rural roads are planned across Lagos to support agricultural communities. The Eco Learner Support Program aims to prepare 50,000 students for WAEC, NECO, and BC exams. The initiative offers free coaching, mock exams, and past questions to underserved public schools, aiming to reduce dropout rates and improve exam performance. Governor Sanwo-Olu called for greater access to justice at the 2025 West African Law Students Association Conference. He urged West African countries to remove legal barriers for the poor, emphasizing justice as a right for all. The Idioro Agro Hub in Mushin has surpassed 300 billion in sales. The hub, which reduces food spoilages and eliminates middlemen, is a model for efficient digital tracked food distribution in Lagos State. Recently, a group of Lagos youth leaders visited Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal to learn about urban innovation, climate policy, and entrepreneurship. The initiative prepares young Lagosians for leadership roles both locally and globally. Lagos State launched a new accounting manual for financial officers to improve financial reporting and align with international standards. The manual aims to enhance transparency, accountability in public spending. At the third Nigerian Media Leaders Summit, Lagos Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Honorable Benga Motosho, encouraged journalists to adopt AI to improve storytelling and combat misinformation. Also, at a health forum, Lashma urged vulnerable Lagosians to use Ilera Eco and BHCPF for preventive care. Traditional rulers and NHIA reps supported the initiative promoting registration for health schemes. Governor Sanwo-Olu congratulated Lieutenant General T.Y. Danjuma and other recipients of the Hallmark of Labour Awards, recognizing their contribution to Nigeria's progress and national pride. Lagos State launched the 2025 immunization campaign for children under 5, offering free vaccines for polio and other diseases. The campaign, supported by WHO and UNICEF, aims to increase immunization coverage and eliminate zero-dose cases. Lagos introduced a 24/7 digital traffic enforcement system as part of its Smart City initiative. The system will enhance traffic management, security, and economic activities, while a digital service platform will centralize government services for residents. The Lagos State Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Mr. Afolabi Anyotayo, has called on civil servants to evolve into civic innovators. Speaking at a strategic training program in Alausa, he emphasized the importance of transitioning from traditional roles to proactive problem solvers. The training is part of the Sanwo-Olu administration's commitment to talent development under the Teams Plus agenda. 4 outstanding under-15 athletes were rewarded with 1 million naira each by the Lagos State Sports Commission in partnership with Powerlex Bank. The awardees excelling in tennis, swimming, and deaf athletics were honored for their performance at the 2024 National Youth Games in Asaba. Director General Lekon Fatodu reaffirmed the state's dedication to youth development through public-private partnerships. The Lagos State Health Management Agency has commissioned a new Ilera Eco Divisional Office at the Ajah BRT Terminal to make health insurance more accessible. Permanent Secretary Dr. Emanuela Zamba emphasized the agency's goal of registering every resident, especially in Ichiosa, Ikoyi, and surrounding areas. Residents were urged to use digital registration platforms or visit nearby centers. Top officials, including the Lagos Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Bayomi Oluyomi, and Permanent Secretary Mrs. Alake Sanusi, participated in the inaugural Pension Industry Leadership Retreat hosted by the National Pension Commission. The retreat discussed sustainable retirement security and economic importance of inclusive pension frameworks. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will be bidding farewell to Lagos State pilgrims heading to Saudi Arabia for Hajj 2025. The event, themed "The Position of Hajj in Islam," will hold at LTV Agidingbi, with key government officials and Islamic scholars in attendance. Pilgrims will receive spiritual guidance and safety briefings ahead of departure, while a prayer session has already been held to ensure the success of the pilgrimage and Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration. Lagos State is expanding its tourism focus beyond December festivities, says Commissioner Toke Benson Awoyinka. Speaking at the National Tourism Summit, she unveiled plans for upcoming festivals, including boat races, tech and fashion events, and heritage tourism across Badagry and Lagos Island. Former Governor Babajide Fashola and federal officials lauded the state's effort to reposition Lagos as a top global all-season destination. The Lagos State government has warned landlords and agents against unjustifiable rent increases tied to new infrastructure or vague reasons. Special Advisor on Housing Barrister Barakat Odunuga Bakare emphasized the tenancy laws are under review and urged residents to report violators to Lasvera. She called for fairness in rental practices and encouraged all real estate practitioners to register with the state agency to ensure transparency. The Lagos State government has extended a final removal notice to owners of the structures encroaching on the Ikota River setback. Commissioner for Environment Tokumbo Wahab led an inspection of Oral, Lekki County, Mega Mounds, and West End estates, revealing rampant violations. Fences were poked as warning signals while homeowners were urged to vacate. Wahab said some developers illegally sandfilled the river, worsening flooding situation in that area. Only buildings within the river's right-of-way will be removed. At the formal opening of the Shifau Aweru Bayesu Islamic Foundation Center in Ajeromi Feludu, Lagos State Deputy Governor Dr. Kadiri Obafemi Hamzat encouraged Muslims to live according to the Quranic teachings to attract others to Islam. He questioned why youths were abandoning the faith and stressed the importance of demonstrating Islamic values in daily life. Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, and Senator Dr. Oluwati Adebule also attended, commending the initiative to build a mosque as a spiritual legacy. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed for continued support for the National Pension Commission during a visit to the PENCOM's Director General, Ms. Omolola Oloworan. The governor emphasized his administration's commitment to pensioners and civil servants, urging quick approval for bond issuances to fund life-changing projects in Lagos. Mrs. Oloworan praised the governor's leadership, noting that almost 100% of Lagos employees are covered under the pension scheme, and congratulated the state for its A rating in pension management. Thanks a lot for joining this conversation. Let's talk with me, your host, JermaineSanwoOlu. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at JermaineSanwoOlu. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and for more informative and inspiring content, visit JermaineSanwoOlu.com.
There is hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria. Hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria's hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria. Yes, I believe in the greatness of Nigeria. The land is green, full of potential. Oh yes, we can be the best, be the best, nothing less. Oh yes, we can, we can, we can. Nigeria, my motherland. Nigeria, for you is that he go better, he go better, he go better for Nigeria. Make we no lose hope. There is hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria's hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria. Rise to the top, we no go ever stop. No matter what we face, we go pick up our pace and run. For the future we see is bright for you and me. Make we believe we go see a dream for Nigeria. Oh yes we can, be the best, be the best, nothing less. Oh yes we can, we can, we can. Oh yes we can, be the best, be the best, nothing less. Oh yes we can, we can, we can. There is hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria.
It's JermaineSanwoOlu on Let's Talk Lagos.
You are now tuned in.
Let's Talk Lagos.
With JermaineSanwoOlu.
Let's Talk Lagos with JermaineSanwoOlu.
Hello and thanks a lot for watching another episode of Let's Talk with me, your host, JermaineSanwoOlu. You know we always bring you influential, insightful people in the world who have a lot to share with you. And we've had some great episodes, and if you've missed those ones, make sure you visit my website, JermaineSanwoOlu.com, for more informative and inspiring content. And also follow me on all social media platforms at JermaineSanwoOlu. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where we bring inspirational content and a lot of interviews like this. And today is no different. We have someone who has made her mark in the international community, particularly in the town of Ingersoll in Ontario, Canada. She's a councillor there. She's a business owner, entrepreneur, a consultant. She wears many hats. She's also a very, very proud Nigerian diaspora, and we are also proud about her too. I would like to introduce to you Councillor Khadijah Haliru. How are you doing, Councillor?
I'm doing good, Jermaine. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot for joining this conversation. Let's talk. I'm really excited about the insights you're going to bring to bear, because you're very multifaceted. But for those who may not know too much about you, just give us a brief introduction about yourself and what you do.
All right. Well, my name is Khadijah Haliru. I'm a Nigerian living in Canada. I immigrated 2003. We immigrated to the US and then to Canada in 2006. So I've been here, just finding my footing. I'm an Edo Zaria girl, born and raised in the north all my life, but we lived in Lagos. And then I got married and again lived in Lagos. So I have very strong roots in Lagos. My first NYSC was at Mushin local government. I'm very proud to have dug my roots deep like that. And I owned a business. Even before I left, I actually had a little stint at Eco FM when I left. And I started with MTN when, the early days of MTN. So one of the pioneers there. So leaving Nigeria was a lot for me. I had a lot going and I had to join my husband. But the thing is, wherever we go, we take all those Lagosian passion. We take all that Nigerian, So that's kind of who I've become, really embodying who I am as a Nigerian and being proud of my roots.
You're what we call the Wasobia Nigerian Edo Zaria, and you grew up in Lagos also and lived there too. So that's great to know. You first moved to America, then you moved to Canada. How has Canada been for you throughout the years?
Canada has been a very positive experience in the sense that, comparing it to the States, even way back then during the Bush era, it was a lot of Islamophobia. I'm a Muslim, of course, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience. Listening to our phones and opening our mail was what made us decide we either go back to Nigeria after the MBAs, but we found the opportunity in Canada looking for skilled workers as always. So we came here for opportunity, and it's been very interesting. We assimilated quite well. We've traveled across the country here too, because we approached Vancouver. I lived there for a year before we decided we needed a place where we saw more Black people. So we came to Ontario and joined the communications world again. So joined the telecom here just as I had with MTN. And worked my career till I actually launched my Nigerian Stew business 2016. So that was what made me first popular.
Nigerian Stew business.
Yeah, so I launched that Nigerian Stew in a jar in 2016, and I just realized the whole world, got excited about it. And that's what I've been pursuing, trying to keep those packaged Nigerian foods in stores and hoping to come back home one day and actually help with the export market. So I've actually been to Lagos to try to do that. It's been a rough terrain, but we're looking forward to still doing that someday.
As I will always say that Lagos is the best place to invest. I don't know your experience, but I always tell most diasporans who want to do any business in Lagos is to work with a professional and also spend time where you want to invest. Some people come for like 1 day, 2 days and try and set up something. It doesn't work, but we have a diaspora office that is there to support you and any diaspora who wants to do business in Lagos. There is always a way to enter the market, and I'll be more than glad to support you. We have the Lekki Free Trade Zone that supports businesses who would like to do a lot of export. It's a conducive environment. We've made our ease of doing business processes very, very friendly. And probably after this conversation, we can deepen the insight into how to make your business or your export business successful. But kudos to you for setting up such an innovative idea far back as 2016. I believe you still package the stews in the jar right now.
Yes, we do. And
fantastic.
Thank you for all that. Yes, we do. And we have created an African experience around it. So right now, my business evolved by using the stew. When I moved from the big cities, from Toronto to where I am now, which is considered a very quiet, more agricultural-based community. I came here because I thought I would be closer to the tomatoes. I'll set up the factory and get going. They didn't really understand what I was trying to do, but then I decided I was going to use the stew to build a community around me. So I started to teach online classes how to use my stew for jollof rice, how to use it for different meals, for riro and all that. And I didn't have any Black people around me. So I started the African Supper Club. And when white people started lining up to book my seats and experience a 3-course meal, I would do suya and salad, then jollof rice and chicken, then pounded yam and egusi. They would actually pay to sit down to experience it. That's when I knew I had something. So I basically launched my African Experience restaurant and food service, which is like a little retail with the food service. And that's kind of where I got into community, to the point where I was even actually asked to run for office because I was doing so much community engagement.
Wow, that's amazing. Who would have thought something as simple and, well, delicious as stew will take you to great heights? That's what I tell people. No matter your talent, no matter your gifts, just be faithful or diligent at it. It open doors. The good book Bible says, the gift of a man or a woman will make room for him. And that's exactly what we have seen play out. Yeah. From putting stew in a jar, you are now the councillor of the town of Ingersoll. That's amazing. Tell us how that has been for you.
It's been great. And like I said, when you are authentic, and just being authentically you, sharing what you bring to the table, starting even with like just discussions on, people talk to me and they listen and they say, how long have you been here? Like almost like a condescending way of saying, they've seen the Black person maybe not very many times and they wonder, how come you speak like them? How come you understand like them? And I say, listen, we're all conquered by the Queen. We're all immigrants to this country. Just because you came here before me doesn't make you any different. So I basically have had those conversations along the way with customers, from my skincare days where I would actually make skincare and I had a shop downtown, to the stew and the restaurant idea community. Bringing Africa to the table is what I would say to them. I found myself really helping to break down the stereotype of the immigrant, breaking down the stereotype of the Nigerian, and just really breaking down the stereotype of who an African is, that we come here with skill to contribute. We're not here to beg. So when we kind of got to the point where the community would say, have you spoken to Khadijah? Oh my God, she's so, she's filled with wealth of knowledge about things. And it maybe became, the expectation was so low that whatever I brought to them became something that made their expectations so high of us now, that when they see us now, they feel like, oh my God, do you know Khadijah? It's almost like they're not looking at us at that level anymore, which is something that I'm very proud of. So being on council, I always come with that perspective. I say to them, listen, I'm seeing this differently because I'm very, very aware that you may not see it this way, but this is how I feel. And always reminding them that I'm not going to say the same things. I'm not going to see the things the same way. But with my degree in public administration from ABU, I am so proud that in some rooms, the questions I ask make me stand out. And I feel so proud, when you talk about even telecom and we talk about electricity, because we are on the boards of these companies, and local administration here will work with electricity, we work with water, we work with telecom, expansion of towers. So when we're in those rooms and I use my experience from Lagos, from MTN, and I use my experience from being in a classroom in ABU Zaria, and I use my experience from mushing local government, I can't believe how much it makes you just so whole, that when you're in conversations, you're the only one that can ask the difficult questions to the engineers or the lawyers, and they look at you and they're actually intimidated by that. So it's something that you really just have to, again, as a Nigerian, tone yourself down. Don't make anybody uncomfortable. But the thing is, in a room of experts, you are still shining whether you like it or not. And I think that's something that we all have to be proud of.
You also have an initiative, I believe that I read somewhere you mentioned about leadership and something you want to bring people from all over the world, especially Nigerians, to come to Canada. Tell us about your project.
So in Canada, as you've mentioned, our Nigerian community have been working very hard, diligently, to figure out how we unite around, a focus for Nigeria. And we have many individuals who definitely try to do the connections between Nigeria and Canada, because we do see Africa as the next hope, even for Canada. And as everyone can see, Trump has made it very clear that countries need to find new allies. And so I basically am the councillor in the region where we have the food basket. This is the region that feeds the whole of Canada. This is a region that does the most exports out of Canada. So my region is mainly constituent farmers, the farming companies, the tech companies in agriculture. We host the largest outdoor farm show in Canada. It's a display, wonderful outdoor farming equipment, companies, technology companies, soil science companies, and all of that. So I'm very proud of that. In fact, in my last election, the debate that I did for the agricultural community, after the debate, they lined up to say, you know what, oh my God, congratulations, I am. Because again, it was surprising to them to see that we knew enough about agriculture, finding new markets, looking at Africa as an option. So I kind of took that opportunity in the election to take a stone to show them that we need to start looking at Africa. So what I've created now is what we call the Business of Nigeria Leadership Conference. It's happening in September this year. And what our hope is that we bring young leaders, women leaders, people who aspire to lead in the next phase. And I say that because with my experience, again, working at Mushi local government during the first Tinubu administration in Lagos State, we could see the shift between the little Marwa era, I think we had seen with NYSC is what my experience was, and to the excitement that came with the extra, activities and powers and programs that we kind of got involved in at the grassroots. So I saw the power of even the local government being able to modernize the markets, being able to have us do all those things. And I feel like if we don't remind our young leaders, our youth, that is actually a wonderful place to aspire to be. Because when you rule and you live in your community and you lead in your community, you know where the problems are. You know where the solutions should be. So I think we've missed a mark where we've looked at the local government administration as just, something to be passed along. But I think this is where the youth can be useful. This is where women in the local communities can be useful to rise up and lead. And so we're inviting those kind of people over to come see how we at the local level, the whole of Ontario, we have 2 Nigerians. It's me and Ayo Owoduni, and we are lucky to be in that area where we find that the millionaires of Canada are in our constituents. So we are talking about bringing people to connect with them, to network with them, and see how we can benefit our country. So that's what we're hosting in September, and it's a really passionate project for me.
I thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. And I'm sure we're going to see very, very soon in Canada and share more great experiences at your conference.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Jermaine. Appreciate it.
It's JermaineSanwoOlu on Let's Talk Lagos.
You are now tuned in.
Let's Talk Lagos.
With JermaineSanwoOlu.
Let's Talk Lagos with JermaineSanwoOlu.
Visit JermaineSanwoOlu.com.
There is hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather together and build Nigeria. Yes, I believe in the greatness of Nigeria. The land is green, full of potential. Oh yes, we can be the best, be the best, nothing less. Oh yes, we can, we can, we can. Nigeria, my motherland. Nigeria, for you is that we go better, we go better, we go better for Nigeria. Make we no lose hope. There is hope, 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 hope for Nigeria. Hope say he go better. Make we gather